That was a bit disappointing. No, it's all right.
Come in. Yeah, we're
Are
not
people
streaming.
actually leaving? Are you going to leave? Oh no, I've actually been in. I mean, I enjoy this stuff anyway.
Not bad. That's next to the park. On the left of the park.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
go like CA, you go up to the building. Just stay on the left of the park and the top of the park. On the left.
I wonder if anyone wants a lift back because I've been drinking today. Right, I think it's actually back, but
I know you guys actually.
well, I don't know. I really don't know what's left.
I think there's still a lot of people.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, why is that? Here's a recap of the night so far. Oh, she just closed the door once she realised I was streaming. Sorry guys, let me just stop. I don't know what else is going on, but let's just turn that off. Alright. Okay. Alright, anyway, so instead of talking about industry stuff, I think we're going to actually end up being watching people find bags. Yeah, look, this streaming is going bad.
We're the boring ones. We're leaving a bit too early.
That's alright.
Why do you leave?
Because we're tired.
Oh, alright.
And we've got to walk to our flat, which is 30 minutes walk away.
Where is it?
Not
Are you sure
bad.
you don't want to lift?
No, it's okay, we can walk. And we're 4 of us.
Okay. Oh, well, in that case, you'll do it 4 times quicker.
Exactly.
Yeah, split the load.
Yeah, we just split it, yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I'm not getting. I can't even watch my own stream. I'm going to have to lower the quality. That's rather bad. So Chloe's gone. So so everybody's taking the opportunity to do a runner. Bye bye.
Bye,
It's good to see you.
See ya.
So I'm stuck now with Adriana, and if I
Yeah.
lean back, she can just look like really alone. But it's okay because she smiles occasionally because she likes this country. Huh?
Only occasionally.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, mostly she scowls at me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my
That's good.
machine.
They have perfect high-res stream back.
Yeah.
That's good.
Phew. Right. Adriana.
Yes.
If you don't even have to look at me. You have to look at the camera because then it looks professional, right? Practice waving at the camera. All right. That was too hard. Let's move on. Let's do something simpler. What was
What
I
will
gonna?
be your Twitch name? Oh, I do have a Twitch, but I haven't put anything on it ever.
Yeah. So,
It's
but
Kuraberry.
it's what?
Kuraberry. Kura.
Twitch. You don't mind me typing
Yeah.
it?
I don't even know if it-
Kura.
Yeah, BERRY.
Yeah. RRY. That's Adriana.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Are you all right? It's all right. We won't do anything. Well, what can we find for you?
Scarf.
Oh goodness. What colour? Oh, it had to be black, didn't it? Excellent. That's all right.
We're still doing video.
All right. Good to see you. Briefly. So, berry with 2 R's. Yes.
Yeah, it should be.
Let's go and have a look.
There's not going to be really anything there.
No, there won't. You're following one. That's not me, is it?
No, it's just.
Why don't you follow me? She doesn't even follow me.
I should.
Yeah, you should.
Because I never go on it. I haven't been on it
that's
for
not
like
an
a year.
excuse. Guy, I don't think you understand how Twitch works. It's not about people actually watching. It's all about stupid clickbait numbers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for
you've
getting
now-
me stupid clickbait numbers, I guess.
That's all right. Let's have a look. You've got you'll start picking up followers. So, all right. What would you like to talk about, Adriana? What is there that's?
I don't know.
No, I mean it's kind
Talk
of.
about Teasel.
Let's
Everyone
talk about
loves
Teasel.
talking about Teasel.
They do, and it's because Teasel is brilliant.
But what's Teasel for Halloween?
Well, she was going to be a sailor, but I never went out to the garage to get that. One of the guys on my stream
fail
bought
for
the outfit. Well, she's all right. She's in the bedroom at the moment. She's fine. Right, what was I going to do? What was I going to do?
She can be Black Widow. She got the black part.
She could be Black Widow. All right. No, I was gonna play with the.
Shoes in here. Oh my.
You guys are looking for shoes, right, guys? Shock horror. Guess what? Guess what he's dressed as?
What are you doing?
That's streaming.
I'm right.
Yes, yeah.
I'm Daenerys Targaryen. Can you see my blue dress?
He's from Game of
I haven't
Thrones.
watched Game of Thrones yet. So.
He's
I know.
incredibly
You're just like,
attractive
get out,
young
right?
lady.
Get out.
It's my shoes in here.
Check over there as well.
Right. So,
One second.
what tends to happen here is I'm hoping that I've hidden everyone's bags so successfully that I get an absolute huge amount to sell tomorrow at the car boot sale. What is it?
Look at my shoes.
There's a couple of pairs of shoes over here.
Brown, very brown.
Very brown.
Yeah.
These ones, very brown.
Those are
They'll
very
do,
brown.
right?
Yeah.
They'll do.
Better than the one I came with, but. Hello.
Right. He is at CA, by the way. They all are. I thought
Yeah,
you.
it's a massive CA party.
It is a CA party. That's why I'm in this room, because I don't work at CA. Let's have a look.
Locked away from the rest.
We have converted from hot chick stream to hot guy stream. I like to think every day it's a hot guy stream with me. Yes. I thought you invited the actress over. And now we get to hear them leaving outside. Where did Rob find all these attractive people in the UK? Have you noticed they're all foreign? Have you noticed how Adriana's teeth are actually in quite good shape? I'm saying if it can turn into like a, when you inspect a horse's teeth, but
Yeah.
we won't do that. That's
Reminds me
rude.
though, I gotta get back to Canada to go to my dentist.
You don't trust the UK dentist. Okay.
Hopefully there's no UK dentists watching the stream though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
get offended.
yeah, they'll be massively offended. Right. Go on, talk to us. Tell us about something. I assume it's
We're
game
not
related.
talking about you here. Whenever you
What?
probably got those arms from working a lot on the computer.
No. That was about Christian who came in.
Yes.
He's a bit buffer than I am. That super high resistance keyboard. Keep dreaming, Robbie. That only with suspenders.
All
Look at
the
this.
hot developers are overseas. Do they mean on the UK or like?
How do you mean? Sorry, say that again. I was just
Someone
reading.
just said all the hot developers are overseas.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
But then they come here.
Yeah, I know. I think pity. So I think like most of us aspire to really nice teeth, but clearly people with nice teeth clearly fancy people with bad teeth, and that's why you're over here, right? You're out to find these crooked teeth men because they have honour and they're gentlemen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that was rubbish. I'm a dent artist. What? Right. Yeah, Adriana, come on. So what would you stream? Art.
Yeah.
Cooking. You know they do cooking on here.
Do they?
Yeah.
I need a setup though for cooking. It's a bit hard.
Well, you need an oven.
Well, I have an oven.
Oh, well, do you have a computer?
I do.
That's
but I need a
amazing. You've
I'm
set
like,
up then.
You know that my kitchen is like half the size of this room.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. Well, webcams are very little. I know because I've got 5 of them in your house and you still haven't found them.
Oh, really?
No, that's not true. Anybody watching from the
How would
police,
you
that's
animate
not true.
cooking?
How would I animate cooking? I did. Did I work? I worked on Diner Dash.
Like stop motion, like.
Yeah, you could do. I just remembered something about Diner Dash. We were talking earlier about games, and when it was an existing IP, you couldn't do new ideas. Now, when I worked on Diner Dash, the original game, was already out, and we were given the mandate to come up with new customers, new settings and stuff. So we were given freedom to come up with new ideas. They wanted us to do the next step, and we came up with loads of ideas, and it was really interesting. Loadclaw says, "Wow, Rob." I'm confused here. What have I missed? I don't know. Crooked Teeth Man confirmed. Oh yes, and. What was I going to say? And we were given all this freedom, and then the publisher came back to us and said, and said that you're not allowed to do any of these. We want you to do a flat copy, right, of the original game. So all of our new ideas were kind of taken away, and we weren't allowed to work on them, and it was a bit rubbish. But then they released their sequel, and it included some of our ideas, and I was like, you cheeky little sod bags.
Yeah.
How's Rob intervention going?
Guys,
Hello there. Hello.
do you hear a phone ringing there?
No.
We will listen out. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't hear it.
No.
No.
It's weird. I don't think it's ringing.
Oh,
Oh.
I did just then.
Oh yeah.
It's up there somewhere, Adriana.
I hear it. I
There we go.
recognize the ringtone.
No, it's definitely coming more from that area.
Sorry, I'm just. Sorry, guys. It's exciting. This is the trouble with the park. We've now got a phone. Yeah, there's a phone. Is it a white phone?
I know it's black and white.
Oh, can you grab that, Adriana? I don't know. Is it a Samsung?
Oh, there's another one here.
It's a Sony.
What's with all these phones?
What's with all these phones on the floor?
And like a 5-pound note, like
Oh my gosh, someone's stuff is falling out their pocket. Guys, I'm really sorry. This is probably the least professional stream since my last one. This is terrible. Loads of stuff's falling out of people's pockets. I've just got a card. This is terrible.
What's going on?
There's a phone in here somewhere.
It sounds like it's coming over.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah.
Do you know where it was?
You were sitting
I was
on
sitting
it.
on it. It had fallen down the back of this chair. Right, guys. It's lovely and warm, by the way. Now.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all right. Bye. Right, that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. That's all right. They'll just find you and hunt you down.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was slightly awkward. Right, and Todd's back. Hooray! Cool. We're just finding this. Do you know what? I don't think I need to live, have a career. I just organise parties
Does this room have?
and go through all of this stuff. Look, I've got a credit card. I don't know whose this is. Oh, it's got a
Rob's
name on it.
drive-through window. Can I have some fries with that?
Yes. Let's pretend this is my 3,024-hour stream or whatever it is. Right.
Gotta love the pirate guy.
You've got to love him, otherwise he will hunt you down. Yes. So, what were we talking about? I'm sure it was really interesting.
Does Todd have Aussie friends in the UK?
I do. I have one. There's an Australian character artist who is throwing up tonight for some reason.
Where?
He's not here.
Where?
JB.
Oh, he's not here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
good.
Yeah,
He's,
where's JB? It's his
I-
birthday, like on
I know.
Monday too, isn't it?
He's
Monday.
my only Australian friend in the UK.
What
right
about
now.
what's that other guy? Tyrone? He's Australian too, isn't he? Or is he from
Oh,
New
there's another
Zealand?
guy on. Yeah,
He
on
always
Halo
wears
Wars.
shorts.
Yeah.
Always wears shorts and sandals, even if
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. He's a cool.
minus
He's a
10.
cool dude.
Yeah, I like
I've
him.
chatted to him a few times. We're few and far between, but we do exist. We band together. We know who each other's names are. We exist. That is it.
Well done. It's good to see you integrating with society to the point where you have to keep hold of your Aussie friends, right? Every Aussie is a part. What was I going to say? Someone
What
asked
are the
it.
job security versus new technology concerns with animators? Does anyone with Kinect camera? No. There's nothing like... Good animation is good animation. Like, it's... You can't replace it with just like mocap straight out. You could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the mocap isn't actually a new technology, is it? I mean, it's been around. I think for the football game I worked on, I think they did mocapping, and that was on the PlayStation 1. I think, I'm not fully sure, but I think we did. So I mean, like, motion capture hasn't got to the point where it doesn't need cleanup, but even then, that's only part. That's a raw data set. The idea of using it and applying it is gonna, well, I don't hear of that not being done by humans. Right?
But it's almost like, hey, everyone has a paintbrush. Like, you know, oh, does that change job security? It's like, well, if you're good at what you do and you practice your craft a lot to get good, or if you have like something that is, you know, is different or that people want, then it's not a big deal.
Well, let me ask you a slightly different slant to both of you on the same thing. Like, do you not get worried that your jobs are going to be outsourced to another country?
No, because the outsource always has overhead. I mean, it can be, but they know that then the quality gets a bit lower because whenever it's outsourced, it's hard to keep the same style. It's hard to manage those people that are overseas, basically.
I mean, we already have people we outsource work to.
Yeah.
Contractors is what we call them. So they work outside the studio and we give them work.
But you have a limited amount because of that.
Exactly. It's like you can't... The problem with that is like the pros are that it's cheaper for the company. They actually make more money, but it's cheaper for the company because you don't have to give them benefits and office space and all that. But at the same time, the cons are that you have to kind of control them a little bit more because they're away from the studio. So things like controlling what they make in terms of IP, like keeping it within the intellectual property of Games Workshop and keeping the quality bar at the same level and things like that. You've got to kind of like... There's a bit of wrangling that needs to happen, so that's the con. So it's like a give and take. It's like, yes, it's like you can have a bunch of them because you're guaranteed to get a certain amount of work out from them. And it's nice to have that, like, you'll know that there's a certain amount of work that's coming your way that you can kind of rely on. But there are, the cons are that you have to kind of manage that at a certain degree.
It's an interesting thing because, I mean, like, outsourcing has been on the game's agenda for a while, and we've tended to talk that, say, art is easier to outsource than, say, programming, which was true. But, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, India is a hotbed of outsourced programming talent, not necessarily in games, but for games we'll have Eastern European teams and stuff, these very hungry, smart young kids who will knock out a game in a week for peanuts. And I think it's not that there isn't the quality out there, but the skills that enable us to manage large amounts of art for, say, Total War, right? You may have a team set up that does that very well. But again, in the same way that you being promoted to manager isn't necessarily the best use of your skill, turning an art director into an outsourced manager, that's another skill set entirely.
Yeah.
And some people do manage that transition and can get better results. But it's a risky bet to make.
Could I also mention that it's a big risk to kind of give the game to people who are outsourcers that are not in studio, so they can't... Like, there's always a risk for, like, leakage, for example.
Yeah.
Because, like, their PCs aren't, you know, could get hacked, and they don't have the same security that's, like, that sort of stuff. So I think that's also why they limit it.
Someone's asking, have you ever been hacked? Do you mean them individually, or do you mean like Creative Assembly?
The company, yes.
Yeah.
A couple times. Not while I've been here, but in the past I've heard a couple things.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Creative Assembly is a target like everyone else.
I mean, I'll give you an example. We can't use USBs that we use at home. We can't bring them into work and put stuff like that. They've completely banned that. So.
But I mean, that's not that uncommon. Especially, I mean, I've heard it more in banking, but you'll get PC cases that are locked. They don't have USB ports on, for example, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so you need to get. I mean, I've one of my housemates used to work at someone who was doing deep packet inspection for the government. So if you guys think that the government isn't trying to read your encrypted mail, you're wrong. They are, and they're probably succeeding from what I gather. But that they had a physical firewall, right? So they had literally blue zone, red zone, whatever it was, and the networks weren't connected. So you simply could not do any kind of data transfer between them, and you had a key card to go to the next layer and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not. I bet your USB ban. I mean, I think that's entirely reasonable, actually. But is it like? Do you still have USB? Is it basically just a disciplinary, or do they actually weld them shut?
It's just disciplinary. Yeah. They tell you to use it. There's no like.
It's interesting.
It's because we have like external like tablets and stuff, so we need to plug those in. But those are fine. They don't say,
Well, it's like going back to the it's like going back to the problem with outsourcers, right? Is you guys do have quite a very clear long-term vested interest in the company, right? And there is an aspect of, I mean, if I was running a company, I'd want to think the people I trust enough to hire, I trust enough not to be massive twats, right? Now, obviously, you'll make a mistake statistically, but would I apply that same level of don't be a twatness to an outsourcer? It's like, well, I don't know.
The thing
How
is, you
know?
can have good intentions, but you can't control people.
Yeah.
So, you know, if someone can be perfectly fine one day and then be a twat the next, then you can't expect it.
Yeah. Star says there was a company that had tried to outsource programming, did not work. Art was pretty successful, but required an artist to set up the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yep. We also gave them limited access to games at their own repo that we merged into ours. Yep.
Same sort of thing, I think, yeah. Anywhere like outsourcing. It's like we get their assets, but we would have to test them in game most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
The locked case I got once had an internal Bluetooth. Yeah, that's a bit of a flaw there. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems a little rough.
Yeah.
oh well.
Is there anyone actually left? I mean, there must be. I can still hear voices in the background.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, definitely. Lots of people. What if we ask?
Well, no, I at some point I'm thinking I could kind of leave you guys to it, but...
I was going to ask more about you. How did you find the transition from working in a studio to now working on your own?
Well, I think the one thing that comes with kind of age is you get more and more aware of your failings. And you also understand which ones you're actually likely to do anything about. Because ultimately, I do believe, you know, you can do anything you want. But there's also the fact that character changes that don't happen easily, right? Now, for me, it's self-discipline, right? And the guys on the stream kind of know this is why I stream. So when I gave up my job, it wasn't because I was lazy. It was because I wanted to do my own thing. I worked hard in the office. I think, yeah, I generally do work in the office. But I came to work on my own, and I didn't work hard. And so I was sort of like umming and ahhing for about a month, and there was a holiday in between as well. But I wasn't working hard, and I knew that was bad. And I could have just said, "Oh, I'm going to work hard," but I knew that wasn't enough for me. So I tried streaming with the idea being that streaming would simulate an office environment, right?
Yeah,
People are
yeah.
watching, and you know what? In that respect, it's a total success. My productivity at the start was huge. It was amazing. Nowadays, it's not quite as big a gain, although I still think it's a gain from not streaming, because I spend a lot of time chatting to people, and the code base is a bit more hard to navigate. It's just bigger, so the distractions impact my productivity more. So I've got to learn that balance again. But yeah, the self-discipline thing is a big deal. Now I'm deliberately picked a path that means I don't have to run a business and coordinate with an artist and do all of these things, because they would be distractions and I'm not very good at it. So my transition has basically enabled me to not care about, say, art asset production in the same way that I didn't at my old company, because there was somebody dedicated to doing it. So I've made as simple a home life, a home dev environment as possible, and I think generally that's a good idea. Yeah, and as I say, the one thing that was a big problem, I've kind of fixed.
See,
Yeah.
I've been offered like the opportunity to go back to Australia and work as a contractor from Australia, but I'm like would have the same problem as you. It's like I don't know if I could work as hard being at home without someone cracking the whip, so to speak. But it's like the Twitch would make it easier, but at the same time I can't do that obviously because NDA.
Yep.
I'd love to, but if I could find a way around that, it'd be great. But I don't see a way around that at all.
Is there anything that you miss from the office environment, or?
Do you know what? It's funny to say. I do miss people, but on the other hand,
You have a cat.
Oh yeah, I do have a cat, and I'm very grateful to be around it. But again, there's it sounds contradictory, but I like being social, and I think that comes across. That's why I tend to talk quite a lot on the stream. Right? It works. I'm not a silent guy, and I tend to be quite confident at chatting to people. But I generally I'm only up for talking to people when it's on my terms, and quite a lot of the time I actually like being left alone. Right, and so do I miss working in the office? Well, I miss a lot of the really good guys, but I'm always quite honest in saying there's a lot of hangers-on, spectators, my friend called them, in the office. You know, the guys that watch the work get done, and I don't miss them, and I'm intolerant to that now. That was one of the reasons I used to get really annoyed at my old company, and I chose not to rein it in, which was there were people who were making my work harder. They were being paid a salary to slow the company down, and I saw it, and you know, you try and fight it for a bit, and then because I was the team lead as well as the lead developer and stuff, and I had to, you know, I felt that was my job, and I didn't enjoy it, but yeah, I cared more about the job than I did about. Oh, cheers, Whiteland. Hello, Whiteland. It's been a while, but he's a new subscriber. I love him. Thank you very much. Yeah, we didn't notice you come in. Well done. And that was my job, and I felt I was not doing my job by being silent about it, but it caused a lot of problems and a lot of stress, and I didn't really enjoy it. I don't enjoy being confrontational, but I also don't enjoy the thought of idiots. Like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, there are some people you could sack, save the company money, and the productivity would go up. So let's do it. Let's actually have that discussion. So I was pretty brutal, and I don't miss that, because some companies there hasn't been a lot to complain about, but where I've worked a few times before, there's been a lot, and that is awful, because I can't shut up as you get. Yes. So,
Is there anyone?
overall, I don't miss, and I certainly don't miss travelling into London for 3.5 hours, 4 hours a day.
Yeah. And in a big company, you don't see that as much. Like in a smaller company, you notice the things that you just mentioned, like the people who are not really pulling their weight. Exactly.
Yeah.
In a bigger company, you don't notice that nearly as much. And I'm not saying that it's there. I've noticed nothing of that kind, but I mean, in a smaller company, you'd notice it more, I would say.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think
I disagree with you on that.
Okay.
I disagree.
I think when you're in a large company, you automatically divide into little areas and disciplines, right? Or even whether it's team based or skill based.
Yeah.
And life's actually all right if you're in there, because you take your lead from the culture that is put in by the team leads and stuff like that. But once you start having to deal with other disciplines, you know, in large companies, they let's put it like this: for the company to succeed, everybody needs to be pulling in the same direction, right? But for a team to succeed, they don't have to be pulling in the same direction, right? Because you can have one team that succeeds at the expense of the other. And some people actually do that, whether it's willfully or otherwise. But, you know, they'll quickly do their art, but not to the technical spec, so then they can bounce it back and say, oh, well, they're holding us up. And the programmers can accidentally or otherwise, like, not tell them that they need to redo their art. And, you know, there's all these things, and some people deal with it. The professional thing is, right, we're all in this together, so let's sort it, whatever. But some people don't respond like that, and they become, you know, they're team building, they're empire building, sorry. And, you know, they become very protective to the point of, like, we're not going to help you because it will slow us down and you'll have to do this extra work. And it's like, yeah, but then the product won't come out, the product will suffer. But some people do play that game, and hopefully as you talk to more people or go off or whatever it is, that won't happen.
Can I get my coat?
I don't know. Why are you leaving?
Yes.
But before you leave, how about you say your name and what you do at Creative Assembly?
Hello, I'm a cat and I work for my name's Lise and I'm an animator
The camera's up there, by the way. I think you
at
spotted it.
Creative Assembly.
Hello there. All right.
What's the
Am I on your cult link?
It's just, well, normally it's me developing my game, but we've got enough people here that they're talking about what they work on and stuff. Do you know what we're looking for
It
here?
wasn't here, but it could be anywhere. It's like it's a fluffy black
There's
leather jacket type thing.
black leather
I think
jacket.
it was here. It's on the.
Next time I have a party, I'll put hangers up, all right? Because
It's pretty noticeable. It's kind of fluffy.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Oh,
Is this it?
yeah, that's it. Thank you. My internet.
whoa,
I don't know.
are you guys all going?
I missed you.
You going?
We are.
All right.
Sorry.
How am I supposed to like work off of your fame and talent and stuff?
No.
We can
Nicki
post
Minaj.
to
Nobody
camera.
knows Nicki Minaj.
Right, posing stream.
Knows Nicki Minaj.
Yada's makeup needs fixing.
Huh?
Nicki
Have you
Minaj.
guys just been talking on
She's
the stream
in the
then?
trap. That's so fun.
She's in the.
She beats in the trap.
Guys, someone translate for me, please. Someone on stream.
That means she's trapped. Somehow
She is
her
trapped.
emotional feeling.
It sounds awful.
It must be. That's why there's a
Yeah.
song about it.
She at least smuggled the song out of her intellectual prison. That's moving.
I know. That's why I love her.
Do you?
Follow her on Instagram because of that.
Just because of that, yeah. What is happening? Yes.
What is life?
What?
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
How come you guys know that song? That's
Sorry.
that's like an old song.
Okay.
She can fly. It's all right. Okay, and this is why I made it an adult stream, because she was trying to pole dance with a door frame. You guys got everything? Because there's things on the floor, and if any of these are yours,
I think I'm okay.
yeah, I'll have to remind me to check people have got everything, because there's just so much falling on the floor.
Happy streaming.
Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, you missed out on
Thanks for the party
things.
as well. It's really fun.
For the what? Yeah, I've benefited
Good luck
quite
with
well. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of people watching?
There's 38 at the moment.
Hi, 38 people.
Try and say the name of one of them. Just say a name,
You're like,
any name, probably a male name. Say a male
Spanish
name.
Jason.
Spanish
Dave. Is there a Dave on stream? Is there a Dave on stream?
Nada.
No.
It takes a while to get through, right?
Yeah, it does actually. It does. Yeah. I think that's my
That's the
accent,
movie
but
unto itself.
let's see what they're saying.
Hair
That probably
natural
is a
color.
Nicki Minaj, yes, thanks. And Bees in the Trap is one of her songs, thank you. Yeah, they know. Personally, I have to stream for it. Is that chick's hair natural or not? I can't tell.
Me.
I guess so.
It's currently basically what the natural colour is, but it was dyed pink.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a red light bulb in the room as well, which is probably messing things up badly.
Like on
We've
screen,
got-
this is
we've got-
basically
we've got-
what my normal hair is, but it's actually pink.
We've got Jason Voorhees in a sombrero in the back. So even horror killers go on holiday sometimes, right? All right, thank you.
Take it easy.
Thank you very much. No. He's dead.
See you. Your cake is amazing, by the way. See you next week.
Go on then. All right. See you later.
Good luck with the
Good to see you
game,
again.
okay?
It's all right. Yeah, all right then. Yeah, it's, I should have done that sooner. I'm sorry. I should have done my game better sooner.
I thought you were still working on it.
No, I'm just messing with you. Sorry. All right, dude. Good to see you again. All right, take care. I'm so sorry.
You
All right.
should be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Jodie. She's gonna.
Is she drunk?
Maybe.
Right. Okay, good.
She's dancing a lot.
Yeah, she does that when she's sober though.
Okay.
Yes, she really does through anything. All right, see you guys. All right.
What's Rob dressed as?
What is Rob dressed up? Well, it's one of those indeterminate kind of things.
Portion Skeletor, right?
Oh, I've got my glasses on. Yeah, that's terrible. So it's supposed to be. So I guess it's Rubbish Death Eater or something like that. There you go. But it smells. It smells of clean Chinese factory.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, we won't do that. There you go. What were we talking about? I think this degenerates, and I don't know whether this is like bad or good
I
for
was
people
asking
watching.
about, like, your previous workplace and stuff.
Yeah, I would recommend people try it. I mean, my career has veered between working for a very big company and a very, very small one, or big team, small team, big team, small team. And each time the grass seems to be greener. But I'm sort of like, I've reached the point where, apart from the fact I'm off screen, but I've reached the point where I'm actually a grouchy old sod. Like once you've seen enough successes and failures, you kind of have an idea. And I'm not saying I've got the answer. That's not the point. But there is a desire to try new things. And when you see companies where they're following practices that just provably 9 times out of 10 leads to suboptimal solutions, expensive solutions, all the things that mean I might be out of a job, you're like, let's try it. But not many companies are open to having direct conversations. Like the worst thing anyone can ever say to me is like when you ask why is something done like that, and the answer is it's always been done like that, and you're like you don't understand how that's a red rag.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going, are you?
Planning one.
You are or not?
No, yeah, I am.
Oh, we can stream Sonic.
No, it's okay. I'm so tired.
Yeah, you'll be rubbish. It'll be great.
No, I'm never rubbish. It's Sonic.
If you say so. Thanks, X-Force, for resubbing. Not for 3 months. Did you only sub? Right, where are we? Ask both, Rob. If the company asked them to stream for their job, would they like or dislike it?
Stream for our job?
What, while you were doing your job? So it's not that you're a streamer, you're not a broadcaster, but you're just streaming while you're doing your job. Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. But, like, NDA-wise, it would be a nightmare.
Well, yeah.
What are you looking for? Hang on.
My coat.
Well, there's some things have fallen out of pockets here. So if you want a card, you're not Hobbs then.
Oh, that's Beth.
Yeah, she hasn't left, has she?
No, she's still
No, okay. Oh yeah, Beth Hobbs. That'd be. Why is she E.F. Hobbs anyway?
Elizabeth. Bethany.
Oh, it makes sense. No, it will be Elizabeth. Yeah. I'm a bit of a simpleton. Well, where are we? What was? On the Hot Pirate.
The traitor.
Yes,
Wait, what?
the word chick is a bit outdated. I prefer the word supreme being from above. And that's Teasel is not a hot chick. Teasel is a supreme being. Have you not encountered cats like that? Well, you do. You like cats.
I like cats.
Gigi is an awesome cat.
I like cats too, but I like dogs.
Who's going back with you guys? How many of you going back?
Just me.
How you get back?
Walking.
Do you want a lift?
No, that's okay.
Because I haven't been drinking.
No, that's fine. It's only a 20-minute walk. It's fine. Oh, thank you, though.
Yeah. Maybe I was trying to get out of the stream, but you just blew my only opportunity.
Leave.
No, I can't. It's one of the weird things. I do very long goodbyes,
Oh.
and that's why I'm holding you up here. Please don't leave me. The Stone Earth Dev stream their work, which is very cool. Again, those guys are small and they haven't yet reached the corporate annoyance that is don't do anything without our permission. So that's quite cool.
Yeah.
But that is nice. As I said,
Kiki. Yes,
I think it is Kiki. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kiki. I can't find my Gigi.
I don't think you left Gigi in here.
No,
did
it's in
you?
the kitchen.
Yeah, being cooked. Yeah, so Kiki also works at Creative Assembly, Loadclaw, by the way. They all do. In fact, it's kind of quite sickening because there's enough people here. Like, do you know how successful I'd have to be to hire this bunch? I mean, they are earning at least 15,000 a year each, easily. You're probably into the 20s, the low 20s, right? Is Sonic Girl gonna stream? No, she said she hates each and every one of you, and she'd rather die. And I thought that was a bit off, actually, and that's why I'm making her walk home rather than giving her a lift.
Even though he offers.
Shut up! No, I can edit the video for that. All right. No one trusts Rob to drive them. Yeah, I will be streaming while driving, and camera in the window, and I'll be chatting to the window while I hit a tree. It'll be great. What's the card number? I'm not giving you Beth's card number on stream, but maybe later. Yeah, Loadclaw's upset.
Use it for yourself.
So,
Stuff on Amazon.
Huh?
Yeah, we're going to buy Teasel loads of stuff, and then it won't be down to me. So, sorry, Jazz, how come you play Sonic? Because surely you were like embryonic at the time when Sonic was born.
I had 3 brothers growing up. Older brothers.
I like the way she says that, as if like now I've whittled it down to 1.
No, well, one still in this country, the other 2 pissed off somewhere.
Yeah.
But I grew up with them, and they loved Sonic. They had Sonic posters, they loved Mega Drive, and everything Sega. So I kept it going.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Have you
I played since I was born.
Are they jealous of you? You
Yeah.
get to live the dream.
Yeah.
have you done any speedruns?
Oh no, I can't. I'm not that.
Do you? All right. Okay. Well, then there's not much more for us to talk about then.
Alright.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? I need all the friends I can get. That's why I talk to the
I
internet,
have
right?
13 new followers, apparently.
I have 13. What? Where's that?
Ooh.
I don't know. Someone said I had 13 new
Yeah,
followers.
yeah.
From 0 to 13.
You have 13
I
new
gotta-
followers. Yeah. Let's go and have a look. I'm not one of them, by the way. I'm that rude.
No, but I mean, I need to log in and follow you back.
Yeah. Let's go and have a look. Let's check
I
out.
thought I did though.
There you go. No, I don't want to. I don't care when you actually stream. I'm just clicking a button to prove a point. That you should click me back.
I will. I promise.
Do you
But
stream?
it'll be a better promise than the one earlier about the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah. So Adriana does a lot of cooking, as in she could even stream cooking if she had a kitchen that was bigger than a matchbox, according to her. And she'd made a lovely cake, and the icing. I suppose there's not even enough.
Lovely.
You can hold up a
I'm
picture.
just trying to see if I can.
You're going to see. Right, this is going to be a third-hand picture. So
I know.
try at least make it bigger and turn it the right way. It's like-
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
to be honest, if it's blurry, you'll be doing us all a mercy.
I didn't actually see. Oh yeah, that's very good.
Okay, so
The
let me
cake's
see if
inside
I can
looks
get a better
good.
picture. So I did a version of it beforehand. But the one that I did.
We've got a question in a minute as well.
Okay, ignore the
That
face
is
at the top.
that's the microphone you were holding your camera up to. That was rubbish.
A rainbow cake, and each tier is like a different flavor.
And it is, and it's noticeable, and it's great. And last year I had about a third of it left because obviously she doesn't take it back because that would make her look like she's
Well.
whatever. She's kind.
But this time around,
Just pass it here.
I
and
don't know
I'll
what
see.
it was. I don't know if it was like the type of cream cheese that I was using, but it
Jazz,
ended up
bye bye.
so
Nice to
much
see you.
looking
See you Monday.
like that, and it was a sad mess. But it still tasted really good. But it was, yeah.
It's gone.
It was tasty as hell, and it was rainbow coloured.
And each
can't really ask for
each
much
tier
more
is a
than that.
different flavor. So
Right, so you got a couple of questions. One of them, when are you going to stream next, Pirate Guy?
Every Sunday, bruh.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
I'll either be streaming or playing. I can't tell. It's a community thing. Sometimes other people cast.
And the other, probably more of a programmer's dream, but what old console would you like to model or animate for? Or rather, what era would you like to go back to and use their tools? I don't know about using the
It's
tools.
yeah, it only gets better, guys.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
tools do. But is there anything like, do you want a SNES
No,
era or
it is
8-bit era or even, Spectrum?
cool, like in the old days when they used to do like cell painting and like old
Yeah.
school animation stuff. I think that's kind of cool, but I don't know. It's just such a long process now that
It's like, yeah, it'd be cool for like half a day. But
yeah,
ultimately, like,
yeah, I agree.
if I had to do it all day, every day, right now is pretty much the place to be.
Yeah.
We've got another question for you. Do you stream anything other than Squad? How do you feel about Titanfall 2?
I think Titanfall is pretty cool. Actually, the company I used to work for was like, when Activision bought Infinity Ward, half the people went to make Titanfall and half the people went to make Robotoki, which is where I went, and that failed. And I played the hell out of Titanfall, but it was like the last ability
Oh,
was
you
like
coming
10
in?
minutes, and I'm
Don't-
bored as fuck.
You're not leaving. Oh, okay. Do you want to go on, say hello, and just say your name, say what you do at CA?
I'm Emma. I'm in Paradise until war.
She
So,
also killed someone, that's why she
Yeah.
had to
yeah. So this isn't a party, but I'm actually a probation officer, and CA hires an incredible amount of criminals, and all of them are dodgy. Here's another one. Come in, dude. Say your name, say what you do.
Who you killed, what you're
Yeah.
in for.
I am an alien. I'll close the door.
By the way, Emma, there's things fell out of people's pockets we've just discovered. So if any of these are yours, have them, and if they're not,
Yeah,
don't.
this is
No. Well, no, actually. Oh God, I didn't even
$10
notice that was
is
an
mine.
actual note. Oops, that's awkward, isn't it? Okay. Well, let me know if you hear of anyone who's lost some money. Hello, tall lady. Yeah, yeah. She. Has anyone pointed out? Do you mind? How tall are you?
6'5".
She's 5'5". She's taller
She's
than
as
me.
tall as me.
Well, there are a lot of people in here.
She's bigger than the sun. That's just really weird.
It's gracious me.
Gorgeous
Goodbye.
model height.
Have you got heels or anything? Oh no, you can't. You
I
took your
got
shoes
walk-
off.
I went full
Yeah.
like prisoner.
Well,
I
like,
went full
me on
prisoner,
the me on the
yeah.
other end, like I'm
So
super
well.
jealous.
Yeah. How?
Tall.
Oh, tall is the word. Yeah. Sorry. How tall are you?
4'10".
So we've got 4'10" and 6'5". Are we going to ask them to stand next to each other just because this is a stream and that's and normally normally I'd want to ask this, but I wouldn't because it's called being polite. But because there's people who are asking this as well, I'm outnumbered and I have to ask it. Would it? You can say no. Would you two stand next to each other so we can get a nice shot?
I don't mind. I'm just like.
She's like the shortest girl in the company.
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm jealous
And
of
the- and-
mostly is the fact that you probably can eat like 10
Holy
million
shit.
burgers.
So for oh my god! Do you know what? You two look like a family, and
We do these
Yeah.
the kids around. There's just Kai in the corner.
Kaiser's just adopted child. All right, we've got a so to cut a long story short, one of them's quite tall and the other's quite short. So having ascertained that, that's not bad for 5 minutes work, is it? We've worked out something that's already true. Right.
What
She reminds me of Anna Kendrick. Yeah, I think so. A bit. It's the one who looks a bit like you. Yeah. Yeah.
My clock seems to be missing.
I'd actually forgotten.
What
Just how
color is
tall
it?
she is.
It's a super dry coat.
How long will you be streaming for?
This is super dry coat.
Well,
Yeah,
apart from the fact my
here's
computer
mine.
crashed twice,
Thanks.
I don't know. Most of
I'll
the
check it
evenings,
from my wallet.
couple of 3 hours.
Do you? This is stuff that fell out of pockets or any of
Is
those
there any of
yours?
you? There's a couple of phones and stuff here and a key. 2 keys.
Just take what you fancy.
I don't know. Someone's
The
whoever
pocket
it is. I
phone.
want to know who that is. Like, what they've got is keys
That
attached
is
to a
like-
ribbon. That's pretty cool. I can't
Oh my
lower
God.
this anymore because of Emma.
Well, I'll probably rip through my pants, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you have to make them yourselves, or did you?
I bought them, but I have to wear them really low down.
But that's like a true crim, right? Yeah. You're all right.
Because I can't put it on because I'll be hunched.
It's like, yeah.
Oh
opposite
dear.
me.
Yeah.
I
Are you
put on-
guys still down at near the KFC?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Who's going back? Because I'm doing this to everyone who comes in. Do you want a lift? Because some people are saying, oh, it's only 20 minutes. Some people it's only half an hour. If you want a lift, I'll give you a lift.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I haven't been drinking. So
Do you want to do that? We've got
who
another
else?
person as well.
Yeah,
Jazz.
yeah,
Yeah, she lives near the cinema.
Yeah.
We're still down by KFC.
yeah. All right. So because I actually quite like being nice to make up for being a bastard on stream. So I'm going to give it. You guys can carry on trying to hold
Yeah.
this. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
That's
Don't-
fine, because
don't set
we-
fire to
Don't
anything.
blame us if your PC craps out again.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you in the grubby mitts of these
Oh
two,
shit!
of Pirate and Tiny,
So
and
this is your fatal error right here.
I'll just get my shoes on, guys. Be gentle to them.
Oh, do I get the throne chair?
Yeah, you'll have to. Oh, this is going to go wrong, isn't it?
Throne chair.
The throne chair. I'm like out of the shot though now.
Rob, you've changed.
Now that Rob's really gone, what do you think of him? Like, really think of him?
I'm still
She's
mad.
not gone yet.
Hoping.
You're still a man?
Yeah. I need a car key and everything, don't I?
Is it this one?
No, it's this one. Yeah, they're still going. There we
You
go.
want to come in?
It's alright. I enjoy it.
Are you-
Like four people. Come on in, guys.
I've had enough. I had
But
too
it's
much alcohol.
Zerba.
It's fine.
I'm too drunk for that mystery, man.
But it's the mystery wagon is right here, and you need to like solve the mystery. These damn
Yeah, we're on the
kids.
internet.
Oh.
Amazing.
You are. I can see you. Oh god, I am.
Is that Velma back there? Yep.
That is
Velma.
Velma from Scooby Doo. Absolutely.
Quick, stick your head in and
Velma.
say, he's called Load Claw. Say goodbye, Load Claw. Look up.
Load claw. Bye bye, load claw.
There you go.
You must be.
You can check if you want. I will.
Well, I tried.
Yeah. Okay. Just the two of us.
Oh shit!
We can
Hi guys.
Oh, you were like watching the old one. You thought someone
This
came in
is
again.
tripping me out. I've
Yeah.
got two screens, and one's current and one's like 30-second delay.
I'm
There goes
4'10", like I said.
His engine just started.
Oh yeah. Dude, she said your name. Like we're at. Like,
I agree. Dead Cat Velma was always better than Daphne.
Yeah, I agree,
100%.
100% too. Do you remember when that Scooby-Doo movie came out, that 3D one that was like really terrible?
I do remember. Yes, and I'm
I
glad
saw
you
that on the cinema and I was like, oh god, why did I waste my 2 hours of my life?
Yeah, that was a time in history that existed.
How did you arrive at CA?
Me, I left LA because I'd been there for 4 years and I decided I wanted to go somewhere else, and I went to the UK, and at the time when I left, the trailer for Warhammer came out, and I was like, that's the coolest game that is being made in the UK right now, and I applied and I got really lucky. I bugged Barge on Polycount for like a month before he gave me an interview, and I took an interview, and then they hired me.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Did you know Bash beforehand? Or
Nope. I took a big gamble. I had a cousin in London. I actually met a girl when I was in Australia who lived in London, and we had a thing going on when I got here, but that lasted not that long.
Aw.
And then I went to Horsham, and no, it was good. Everything worked out. I took a bit of a gamble coming here, but it worked out.
Guys, are you single now?
I'm single.
He's single.
How about you?
What, me? How I got
How'd you get
into-
your job here?
I just applied.
You
Like,
just applied.
and I had. Nowadays we're doing like Skype interviews and stuff, because I think you had a Skype interview,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
Mine was old school conference call, so on
Nice.
the phone. But it was weird where I think Canada had daylight savings time like a couple weeks before the UK did.
Yeah.
So they said they were gonna call me at a certain time, and they ended up calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
Luckily, I was so nervous that I was like up super early, like 2 hours, because I was expecting the call at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But I woke up at like 4 and showered and whatever, just because like I was like reading over, like I was super nervous, super keen, right?
Very much relate.
Yeah, and so I had Greg, who was my lead at the time, and then Kevin, who's the art director. They were both just on the phone with me, so
Yeah.
it was nerve-wracking. Then I got the job, and then I just I moved over after a few months because I had to apply for the visa and stuff, and the studio helped me with that. But yeah, it's cool.
Do you get it like as a part of the Commonwealth? Do you get like any special visa?
No perks or anything. The only thing that we get to, the only thing we can sort of not have to do is we don't have to take an English test.
Okay.
So everyone else would need to take an English test, but I don't
Okay.
have to take an English test. So
I get a 2-year visa. It's called a working.
Tier 2?
I think it's tier. It's like I get to stay here for 2 years and work wherever I want without a sponsorship.
Oh, okay, that's
as
a
long as
different
I'm
one.
under 30, which I currently am.
That one's
so.
a different one. I don't know that one.
But next visa I get will be sponsored by.
Oh no, wait, is
CA.
that the Tier 5?
Yeah, it's like a
Youth
special
mobility.
Yeah, that's the
one.
one. Youth mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. I was on that whenever I did my internship.
Okay, yeah. So I'm currently on that. Visas are a bit of a deal when you're working overseas.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things.
People don't
hanging
really
over your
talk
head.
about them.
Yeah.
But they're actually super important.
Yeah.
You don't realize like how many things you need to do to qualify or what you need to do to stay.
If you want to go work in America and you're Australian, you get an E3 visa. That is basically a visa for Australians in America looking to work professionally. And it's much easier to get than the standard visa, which is an OH1, I think.
Okay, because
So-
I've only really heard of like the J2, or I think it's the J2 ones, where you go for 2 years and then you have to go back.
Okay, yeah, I know that
Those
one.
ones, yeah.
It's the American visas are really hard to get. Legit.
What else? As artists, do you have dream IPs to work on, or is it I wish I worked for this company, etc.? Well, I guess any sort of games that I really love. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to be a part of,
Yeah.
like you know, Legend of Zelda or something. Something
Yeah,
I grew
yeah.
up on.
Yep.
With it was like really nostalgic. I think
Yeah.
it would be fun to like animate different Pokemon. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool.
I mean, I love Blizzard games. I've played Blizzard games since I was young. I've also played Warhammer games since I was young, so it's kind of awesome to be working on a Warhammer game. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's-
It's
Do your parents think games suck?
they used to, and now not so much.
They're kind of, well, like I said, whenever I was young, I used to watch my dad play video games. So he's a really casual gamer, though. Like, he doesn't. I think he was a big fan of Ocarina of Time, but then after that, he just kind of picks up games here and there. My mom doesn't really play games at all, but she doesn't think they suck. She just doesn't spend her time on them.
Right.
That's all. She'd rather like watch TV or whatever on her
same.
spare time.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to Google the question or bring hard copy CS books and answer? That's to someone else though?
Do you think it's time for a new Lost Viking? That would be awesome, a new Lost Viking games. I could see it being like a new like a web-based game or like a $5 Steam game, Lost Vikings game, but I don't see Blizzard wasting their time on the small stuff. I played Lost Vikings in the library when I was like
I
8
didn't play it at all.
every morning.
I
It was
haven't played
great.
it at all.
It's the best. So it's like you have 3 Vikings and each does a certain thing and you have to like complete the level using 3 different Vikings that do...
Oh, do you have a worst game that you've played? Like, I can't say really worst, but I can say like buggiest.
On the spot, probably no, but I'm sure when I go home tonight I'll think of a few.
Like, okay, top 3 buggiest games for me were Star Fox, Dinosaur Planet. That was so buggy. Oh my god. I honestly, there was one point that I did something, and then there was a part with like a pterodactyl, and you have to approach it, and then a cutscene starts. So I died before, kind of like in the middle of the cutscene or something. So when I went to replay that bit, and I went back to that part, the pterodactyl's legs were just there. And then as I approached it, I fell through the floor and ended up in the sky, and I couldn't do anything.
Right.
And because I was young, I was like crying, and I called the Nintendo hotline crying, like, because I invested so much time in the game. And I was
Someone
like,
mentioned No Man's Sky, and
oh, yeah.
I bought that game and I got a refund.
Oh, really?
I'll
That's
put it
how
that
bad
way.
it was.
It was cool for like half an hour, like maybe a couple hours, but
Yeah.
the hype did not match the
Aw,
the
that's a
game itself, which was a shame because I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah, because it looked really good.
Yeah.
I haven't played it, so I kind of heard a little bit about the aftermath.
It hooked onto like a really good thing, but it was very 2-dimensional, like in regards to gameplay. It didn't have much lasability. It was like the same thing again and again and again.
Yeah, I know. And with Dinosaur Planet, with that, basically you could save anywhere. So if you saved while you were stuck in that like bit, like, you know, fell through the floor or whatever, or sometimes you'd just be walking and get stuck in a wall, and you just couldn't do anything else, you'd have to like restart the whole game over from scratch again. It was it was not good. And then Turok 64.
Turok, I like
That was a good game
yeah.
though. That was fun,
Yeah.
but it was so buggy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really stupid that the last boss was some guy with an axe, and the second last boss was that T-Rex with the laser. That was awesome.
It's
The
been
last
about
part-
10 years since I've
Yeah, I
played
know.
that
I
game.
just
I'm not
remember
gonna lie.
popping the codes in from the back
More
of
than
the.
10 years.
You know, like you get
Yeah.
in the magazines,
Yeah.
the codes or like
At the back of the magazine.
the back of the magazines. You could get like warp codes to like
Yeah.
warp you because I was a noob and
Man,
I
I called up a gaming hotline to finish Zelda Ocarina of Time because I was stuck on the water temple.
Oh yeah, when they used to have the hotlines to ask for help.
I did that once. That was me.
It's okay, I
Good
called
times.
Nintendo crying. I wasted all this time in the game. I had to restart it. What happened? Oh gosh. And I'm trying to think one more. What's the Lord of the Rings, one of the handheld ones. That was really, really buggy, I remember.
Handheld?
The handheld, the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings. One of them though. One of them was really good, and then two of them I think were really crap.
Right.
I don't remember which one was which. Then the Fellowship was really crap, like buggy. Like not crap, but it was like really, really buggy. And then the second one was good, and the third one was bad, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Do we watch any speedrunning? Yeah, sometimes. I watch that. Have you seen that 8-minute Zelda speed through? It's like legit.
No.
They don't use any like.
I've seen a few like Mario speedruns because they're kind of fun to watch. I used to play that as a kid.
Deadly Towers for NES. Oh, I remember that. I had that. And I remember it being really, really hard. And I remember RoboCop for NES.
Oh.
Do you remember? And then I would always die on the second level when you get into the building because I would go into a room and then there would be this like metal thing with spikes like slowly like closing in on you, and you tried to jump over and you just couldn't, and I would just die all the time. I couldn't get past that.
I had RoboCop in Game Boy.
Good old Game Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm like looking through these. Didn't Turok have lots of rendering codes and cheats? Yeah, lots of codes. NMS isn't the worst.
I don't know what NMS is.
It's probably something. Did we mention NMS? No Man's Land.
No Man's Sky.
Sorry.
Isn't the worst game I've ever played, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just the hype didn't match the.
Cost me $100 and I feel so ripped off. Lost trust in indie devs.
Yeah, it could have been priced a lot better, and it wouldn't have had the same backlash. I think, for sure.
What's your favorite N64 game except Ocarina of Time? I like Pokemon Snap, but I'm partial to Pokemon.
Pokemon Snap was good.
Do you remember Gex as well?
I don't know Gex.
Oh,
No.
I remember really liking Gex. But I wouldn't say it's like the best or anything. I just remember liking it. But that was also buggy.
Yeah.
I remember that being really buggy. Oh, GoldenEye!
I played the crap out of GoldenEye.
Me too. Me and my brother and friends over.
I used to, at my last job, I worked with the guy who made the sound for GoldenEye.
Oh, really?
And I just found out, like, halfway through, and I had to shake his hand. I was just like, that was my childhood, man. Like,
yeah. And then my brother still has it hooked up, and he still plays it, like, with some friends over. It's just the classic. The N64 honestly had so many good games.
Yeah.
It really did.
Banjo-Kazooie Racing, GoldenEye.
Yeah, Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
Like, just Mario.
Was it Dark?
Mario Tennis I also like, too.
Yep.
I played the crap out of that, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers?
Yeah,
Holy
Smash
crap,
Bros.
that's still going.
Yeah, tons.
Yep. Poor Rob.
Yeah.
Where's
Drake
Rob?
Squad?
Rob's dropping off another slightly inebriated friend from CA who's trying to get home.
Everyone's like, oh god, where's Rob? Especially if they're just joining. Rob sold his game. For creative, something they've taken over the
We're trying, guys. We're trying to hold down the fort. I don't know how long we can do it for.
Oh, I know.
Screen with Todd and Asian.
Hopefully we're not that boring.
Yeah. So if you just joined, I'm a character artist from CA.
And I'm an lead animator on Total War Team. So, yeah,
So if you have any questions related to those two fields,
yeah, game dev questions, just
hit us
ping them
up.
our way.
This is
Yeah,
your
Gary
time.
Napper. I remember him. He left though, didn't he? Yeah, he left. I remember him.
Gary Napper.
Yeah, he was
you
on
know?
the Alien team.
Okay, I never
Yeah,
worked on the
Him and Catherine Woolley were like, they worked really well together. Both game designers,
Okay.
and then they both moved on. But I think Cat's at the one in Brighton. I think it is something room, the Chinese room. I think she's at.
Rings a bell.
But yeah, they're both really cool. I used to work with Gary at EA. Oh, and Guilford. Oh, that's cool. Small world, isn't it?
Just tell me when I play. Everyone asks me about Total War Arena. It's coming, guys. Just hold on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. How did you get into a lead role so young? I would have expected much older people to be in those roles. Just work hard and be really proactive. I guess. I don't know. It's like whenever you see your lead, like, and he's, let's say, bogged down with work, and you know you're looking at your bugs list, and you can see that, if someone worked on this character, if there's bugs coming in for that character, and you just kind of noticed it whenever you're on the manager system thing, you just ping them over to them, and I'll just tell my lead saying like, oh hey, I did this for you, so you wouldn't have to worry about it, that kind of thing, and it kind of helps them say, hey, like, this person's really proactive, this person like is helping me out in my role, but not overstepping boundaries as well. Like, I'm not there to take his job away or like really do things that he should be doing. It's more, hey, I'm here to help. And the fact that people see that, and they see this like kind of proactiveness, and also in like meetings and stuff, I'm always open to give my opinion. So I don't know if it's a bad thing that I don't usually stay quiet, but if I have something to say that I feel is really important, I will say it. And I won't say it in a way that is like, hey, my idea is the best idea. I say it in a way as a suggestion, and we kind of, I don't know, build on that. You know what I mean? Like, you take the time to actually listen to other people, and you take the time to voice your opinion, but not as a demand, but as a demand.
What have you opened the front door for?
Oh, yeah. But I just say, yeah, whenever you kind of stay passionate about it, stay proactive about it, and really have a heart-to-heart with your like lead. If there's other opportunities that open up, let's say the team gets bigger and they need someone else to help with management, then they already know that you're a good candidate for this because you're already doing part of the job. So that's what I would say.
Right, I'm off. Okay, I'm running.
Oh, okay. I hope that helps answer your question.
Join us if you want.
Where's my other shoe?
Ate it.
I ate half of it. Right.
Yeah, no, I need to be at London tomorrow.
Alright. Take
Right.
care.
See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
How many Teasels do you have? The one and only Teasel.
Teasels?
Teasel, yeah. It's
I don't
his
know what
cat.
Teasels are.
It's his cat. He has a black
Oh,
cat
okay.
named Teasel. Do you either play MMOs? No, I don't play MMOs, unfortunately. Do you play any?
I used to play World of Warcraft quite a bit, and before that I played a lot of Ultima Online. And if any of you guys used to play Ultima Online, fucking yeah. But it's been a while. It's been like 10 years since that game has been anything to mention about. But yeah, no MMOs of recent, that's for sure, because they're a bit of a time drain, unfortunately.
That's why I haven't played any, really, just because it's just so much time investment.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was at uni, well, college, but
Yeah, Ultra Online.
Yeah, woo, right?
RuneScape. Never played RuneScape. It's apparently pretty awesome though. I've
Yeah,
just
I
never
think
got into it.
I touched it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I went on it once just to try it out,
Yeah.
but it never, like, clicked with me. So, yeah, I miss
Chesapeake.
old style animations too. There are some really good, like, more modern ones. Like, I loved Legend of Korra. You know,
Okay.
the Avatar ones. Those were really good. So.
We're always hiring Cloud Soda. It just depends on what you're trying to get a job in doing. And timing is everything. Hey.
Oops, sorry.
Right. See you guys.
See you guys.
Yeah, is any of this yours?
Try that.
Oh,
Try that.
Sweet.
Tell me if it needs too much more of anything else.
it's good to me.
Alright, okay. So the computer hasn't crashed
Okay,
while
I'm
I'm out
just
there.
Nope, not yet.
gonna-
You can go to the toilet,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know, but
You can leave the room as well.
I will hold
I'll
the
be right
fort.
I need
back.
to get myself a drink, so you're
Okay.
on your own.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
Alright, guys.
Oh, you're like shit,
Fucking-
shit.
I can swear as much as I want now. Awesome. Any questions? I have a great beard. With that being a set, that's a great beards are always assets to CA guys. I get paid an extra 10 grand a year just for this. Swear to God. She's a dwarf. Yes, she is. She's pretty short. I'm not gonna lie. Pirate, show us your best swearing abilities. Fucking cat! No, didn't say that. I'm Australian, so I can go all night, but I might get in trouble. She's kind of interesting. She is. She's cool. She's Canadian. If you guys aren't hiring biz, if people are sending portfolio. Hey, we're hiring different people at different times. You know, if someone's working at CA and they can find someone to fill a role, they actually get a like $1,000 hiring bonus. So it's in the interest of people working at CA, and this is a common thing among other companies to hire other people from outside the company, and they get bonuses for it. So there's incentives there for people working in CA to get other people in. So if you know someone working at a company in a game studio, and they're looking for that person, that particular role, get in there. Guild Wars, funniest. I never played Guild Wars. I wish I did. A lot of my friends played it. They said it was pretty awesome. We hire freelancers. We call them, on the character team, we call them contractors. They live outside of the UK usually, and you just pay them like a normal, like a freelancer. You don't have to worry about like benefits and giving them a seat at the table with, you know, setting up a computer and all that stuff. So it works out for the company in that you can kind of just like send it off and not have to worry about it to come back. You have to kind of wrangle freelancers a bit, so there's a give and take. We were just talking about that earlier. But yeah, we hire freelancers. So if you're living outside the UK, there's always a job for you. Oh, because I'm always in the way of California. Yeah, I used to live in California, dude. Fucking, there's plenty of jobs in California. Don't worry about that. There are more jobs in California than pretty much anywhere in the world in regards to games. So if you're looking for a job in games, you're pretty lucky if you're living in California. I'll just put it that way. The party's pretty good. I'm still here. So we had the same thing last year. This is the second Halloween party at Jody's place I've had, and it's usually pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty lucky at CA. People are pretty chill here. The character team, especially, we go out pretty much every weekend and do something. The character team, separated from the rest of the teams in CA, is pretty tight. we kind of like hang out a lot more than most other teams, and we go out and kind of go to pubs and clubs and whatnot. So yeah, it's pretty chill. I like it. Good job. Just reading the chat. What is the most sought after position in game dev? I feel really fucking douchey for saying this, but in my experience, it's probably character art, because everyone wants to make characters for computer games. So I'm just going to put that out there. It's probably character art, and that reflects itself in the amount of resumes and CVs and portfolios you receive. So yeah, character art. Rob gave me. I don't want to take away his. He has some deal with Twitch. It's a licensing thing. What's up?
Oh,
they asked me what he gave me to drink, and I was just about to say LSD and cocaine in a cup.
Yes, that's exactly the sort of party we run here. That's the sort of shit we run here, man. Shit, that is. I'm going to actually shut that now. Right, so let me see. I've got to read the comments back to check that you guys haven't actually been going mental.
I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can.
What's the most sought after position in game dev? Programmer?
Programmer, not so much. Things like programming and technical artists are less sought after, which means that you get paid a lot more if you actually do them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's higher need, you know, and it's like any job market, job economy where there's less of you around. But as I say, that's why I'm quite lucky, because I'm old, but I'm still interested in making games, so I'm pretty rare. I want to do game design. You sure does. Load Claw, you're on the other side of the world, though. Everyone wants to do game design. I don't know. I mean, you've met people today that just like, you know, when Adriana comes in, she doesn't want to code. She doesn't want to do game design. She kind of has an idea of making a game, but really, oh no, she doesn't. That was Jazz. But you know, they just want to do their one thing really, really well. And Key's boyfriend Victor, he's working at Guerrilla Games. Is that right? The guys that are doing
in Amsterdam.
Yeah, in Amsterdam, and they're doing Horizon Dawn. What? Help me here. You know, the big mech roboty thing, and you don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. I know they make like an FPS.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've got it completely wrong. But the point is that he was a guy he met, and all he wants to do is model people. That's it. All he wants to do. And I was sort of like, I was actually a bit surprised. I was thinking, wow, that's really crazy. But there's people with the drive to do one thing exceptionally well, and games is a pretty high tech, cutting edge way to do it.
I will say the more specialized you get, the better you have to get at that specialized thing to actually get a job doing it. So, for instance, like if you said if you just want to model people, you better be damn good at modeling just people if you want to get a full-time job doing it. But if you want to just model characters in general, then you just have to be really good at doing it. Just not like ridiculously good.
What's ridiculously good?
Like if you want to just be like the guy who just models faces, you know what I mean? At a company.
Does anyone actually do that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like if you'd have to have the right company at the right time, and you have to be really damn good to do it.
Yeah. That would be just your... It would probably just be for like cinematic sort of...
Cinematics, or like a game like FIFA Soccer or something, where it's just like you're remodeling faces of players that already exist. I think these days they just do like 3D scanning for that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah. So...
3D scanning, yeah, that's the other thing.
Let's have a look. Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah, that was the guy.
Okay.
The game that Key's boyfriend's working on, and he just wanted to do faces. That's why the conversation cropped up. Grachev, what do you think of 3D games trying to simulate traditional animation styles?
I think it's cool, getting some really cool kind of like shaders up. Like, they did that with Wind Waker, and there was like a huge like, oh my god, what did they do with Link? They ruined him. And, like,
while you guys are talking, I'm going to try and find a shoot 'em up that's been making waves recently. Shoot 'em up, 30s style cartoon. One of these guys probably remembers it, but Cuphead, that's the one.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of. Do you remember that weird Seaman?
There's really
game
no
for
shit sandwich
N64?
very much.
Or I think it was
With
for
Chill.
Sega. It was that
Oh.
weird fish with the guy's face. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, Seaman. It was for the Sega, and it was a fishing game. Yeah,
Was it actually a fishing game?
kind of.
I thought
Yeah.
it was like
Oh,
you got
base
this guy
fishing?
in a fish.
No.
tank.
It was just It was a guy with a fish with a
guy's
guy's face. Yeah, and you had a microphone attachment. You could talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm going to show you guys this. Let me just switch this around so that we can do it. If you guys look on the here, so we're going to. You guys asked about old style, so if you guys haven't seen this, this is a shoot 'em up that's in development. So this is, I think it's 30s style cartoons.
That's cool. It looks like Fleischer style, I think. I think it's Fleischer.
Could be,
Yeah.
could be.
Like Betty Boop kind of.
Betty Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so this is it.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's amazing. I think it's
Yeah, that's
amazing.
good.
It was really good.
There's, and because it was interesting because you were talking about shaders and stuff, and this does have shaders to do with film grain or whatever, but actually it's just an art style that
Yeah.
if you'd asked me to name art styles, I wouldn't have come up with this one. But as soon as you see it,
Fleischer.
it's pretty. It's amazing. Stands out, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's cool that they made a shoot 'em up in that kind of style.
I think there's some more videos. I just like looking at it, to be honest. Let's see what else there is. 11 minutes. Oh yeah, that's right. So I think this is exclusive for Xbox. Yeah. Right, let's see what we've got. Ray March wanted you to roast his characters. What do you guys?
Roast his characters.
His modelling.
Oh,
It's come.
that's nothing to roast. I mean, it's a very different style to what I make, so
Yeah.
it's comparing apples to oranges.
I couldn't comment on this because it's not my area of expertise.
I mean, I will say, like, Silhouette looks good.
Yeah.
Like,
It looks like it would be fun to animate. with,
yeah,
too.
like for its purpose, it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, we're looking at Ray Marches from the earlier link, but I'm just going to keep watching this thing over here because it's pretty darn cool. Cloud Soda's Cuphead, yeah. Right. Horizon Zero Dawn looks cool, yeah. It's basically the Animation Industry Expo. Did you guys know of CTN? Have you heard
I've
that?
heard of it, yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never been, though.
Aren't they just using loads and loads of keyframes? Yes, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask Adriana if she watched Guilty Gear X, the second 2D to 3D GDC talk. Very specific.
I've watched so many GDC talks that probably I don't remember though.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head. If it like these, if it was on and I started, watching it again, then I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember it's this one, but I can't recall off the top of my head.
The Guilty Gear talk was really good, and it was narrated by Leonard Nimoy. Was that the one where they talked about how? Yeah, I think I know the one. I think I looked at that one as well, with how they were dealing with their 2D to 3D, and it was talking all about perspective shifts and what didn't work with player expectations.
Yeah.
What else?
Like I said, it's like a blur right now. The alcohol doesn't help.
He is trying to get critiqued. Cuphead makes me think Felix the Cat. Yeah, exactly. So Mish, I must work out. So Mish the Spec. Yeah, we were talking about that. This stuff just keeps going. It's just amazing. It's funny because like film grain is something that really winds me up, right? Because it's basically a shader with a texture to add noise and film grain and cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? Until this comes up, I think pretty much every time I've seen it, it's annoyed me because it's been misapplied. So like when they do actually Silent Hill was quite a good one in that they added noise, but it was because the rendering was photorealistic. The noise didn't it didn't help because it didn't really evoke any particular style. This, what we're looking at here with Cuphead, film grain is an intrinsic part of what of that style.
the
Not
style, yeah.
You can't help it because it's so old now, right?
Right.
So it's part and parcel of the visual language in a way that it isn't with other games.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're all terrible. I'm just saying, actually, this is the first one where if it wasn't there, I'd miss it.
Right. Yeah.
So
Because it's a 30s animation, basically.
Yeah.
So I may get it.
it's pretty darn cool.
I think it's really cool.
I think I'll have to get it. I hope the gameplay's good. You'd like to think that
It
there's.
looks like it would be though.
Yeah, I mean, I like these kind of games. It's so damn cool. But like the idea of someone, like if someone came to me and said, "I'd like to make this game," could I code it? Yes, I probably could. But I'd be like, the art asset requirements are so insanely high that this to me would be a high risk project. Like, I don't think you could survive making this project with mediocre artists.
No,
Yeah.
Right?
definitely not.
Because there's something that's so subtle and sophisticated about them capturing this feel. It would be very easy to muck it up.
Yeah. You need like a really, really good art bible for this. You know what I mean? Like everything needs to be defined.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
See it now, Rob never shuts.
Obese Ninja 85. Yep, thanks for following. People don't know how film grain really looked. Oh, thanks. At least I'm not being criticised for talking rubbish. But someone's agreed with me. It's only taken me a year and a half, but there you go. Yeah, hand perturbing vertex normals to get the facial shadows perfect. Hand manipulating the self shading thresholds. Yeah, exactly. I remember all of that. Yep. I can see it now. Rob never shuts up. Yep. That carrot is giving me epilepsy. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as long as somewhere someone is deeply unhealthy after watching today's stream, then I'll be happy. And it's probably going to be you, Todd. You don't know how much rum I put in that
Oh,
joke.
shit.
Yeah,
I think this is a bit of a high risk kind of game.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you need to pull it off really, really well to get it to work. But at the same time, it's like you're not gonna be guaranteed that kind of like massive audience. You know what I mean?
I think where the high risk comes in is just the art though, because gameplay wise, it's not really doing anything new.
Yeah.
It's just like a regular kind of like side scroller platformer.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely,
So-
I'd agree with that. I don't think that's unfair at all, actually.
So I think actually like it's not as high risk as you think.
Yeah.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying. It's high risk purely from an art point of view, and I
Yeah.
mean that is a dominating factor. This game lives or dies by
art.
by the art. I mean, because you can say like they could make this game and make it not fun. So there is risk in gameplay, but it's a fairly well understood problem. So I think there's quite a few people that could do justice to the gameplay. There's probably very few that could manage doing justice to the art style. And again, like if it was a bit wrong, it would probably look dire.
Right.
I think it would probably look like some kid's first attempt on DeviantArt if they got it wrong. Like even there's chromatic aberration on the "you died."
Right.
It's all pretty cute. It's all
Yeah.
pretty nice. To be honest, one of the things I found is when occasionally I do graphics programming in the past, and it was interesting. Artists would say they want an effect that looks like this. This is back before you had shaders to do it. So I was coding effects on the PlayStation 2, and source material seems to have been lost. I suspect if you're in film or any kind of art, traditional media, if you want to know if you want a rainy effect, you look at source material for what rain is. You don't do it from your imagination. And when it came to doing effects on the Getaway, I think years ago, and people saying we want this effect. I say, give me some source material, right? Because you describing something, I won't get it, right? Just give me a video clip or something, and I didn't. And here, there's probably quite a lot of source material that you could watch. But I still have this feeling that even if if me or a load of other artists watched all of the source material like Betty Boo and stuff, Felix the Cat, you probably still wouldn't automatically get it correct.
Yeah.
As
I mean, it's one thing to observe something and another thing to actually create it yourself, right?
Yeah. It's funny because there's me saying hypothetically someone might fail. You can come in. But it's like Disney animation, right? How many Disney films are there out there to watch as source material? Loads. How many people get Disney quality animation? There's very few.
Right. Bye.
You're off. The
Adios,
killer.
folks. See you, Todd.
See you, mate.
You're not going to say hello?
Bye. Hello. Bye. Bye.
Oh, actually, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm just going to sit and watch all of this Cuphead video. Right.
I also sent you guys my portfolio through your site's contact form.
Let's have a look.
Though, however, I mentioned that a man in pirate costume said too. Is that okay?
I'm a
I thought
little
there was voices
concerned.
in my head, yeah. Also, I sent you guys.
Pirate
Oh, that's what you were
references.
just reading. That
Yeah.
man in pirate costume said to. Is that okay?
Hey, I will say we're looking for a senior character artist right now. So
We're also looking for
if
an
you're,
animator.
yeah, there you go.
And I'm looking for another cat. It's not. It's not quite the same thing.
Any cats out there
Well,
that need an owner?
The other
Please
thing to
reply.
remember, guys, what you should be doing is asking them to, go and create a new email account and ask them to send the details so you can get the bounty for finding them.
That's it. Yeah, guys, if you're a senior character artist, please send me an email.
Yeah.
I'm toddmarshall3d at
Someone's at the front door.
gmail.com. That's my professional Gmail.
So it's what, 500 quid for you guys?
Yeah, 1,000 actually. I was just telling you before. Yeah, it's the bounty.
What's your jacket like?
Oh,
We've got a few left. They were in here. Is that yours? Is that yours?
No,
There's a black one
that's too
here.
expensive.
Is it? And what colour is it?
Navy blue.
Oh, it's hard to tell in this light. Is that it? That's a bluish one. No. There's some more in here.
How much should we play?
Yeah.
A game like
There's a
this,
bright
do you
blue
think
one.
they were
There's
told
this.
don't
This
reuse
looks this could be
anything?
navy.
Probably alright. I'll go
I don't
and
think
check
so. I
out.
think there can actually be
Don't
some
worry.
really like witty
Alright.
reuse that you actually might not notice, like little, like those things coming up, how they have those sort of, I don't know, leafy tails that could be reused in other places but rescaled. So
Yeah.
I have it.
Good man.
Evening.
All right.
Have a lovely time.
Goodbye, Sombrero.
Bye.
yo quiero Taco Bell.
As a character artist, if you can reuse anything and you can get away with it, then you will
Yeah.
reuse that
Same
thing.
with animation. Like for Warhammer, when we were first doing Warhammer stuff. Again, this is kind of like why they chose me to be lead, is that everyone was hand keying stuff, and yeah, it looked really pretty, but it was taking them 5 times as long as it was taking me, because instead of animating the wings over again for a Pegasus, I just took Elliot's wings and put them on the horse, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I was being a little bit almost like lazy with it, but it worked. I did a few tweaks, and
Yeah.
I got it done in half a day
Yeah.
instead of
I
spending
see.
5 days.
I wouldn't
on
call that
it.
lazy, I just call that smart.
Smart, yeah. So
There is a difference between lazy and smart. It's one of those things like they say, like the most valuable programmer is a lazy programmer because he's always looking for shortcuts. So he's always trying to find a way to do the minimum amount of work.
Yeah.
But actually, I think there's a more refined version of that because lazy people aren't necessarily proactive in finding solutions to things that haven't yet gone wrong.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to. So I think that's the difference. Like lazy. I would say that being proactive, you've got a problem to solve and you're doing well, right? And it's
No.
a sustainable solution. So
I'm a lazy person, admittedly, but I use that laziness to my advantage in that I will try and find a shortcut to everything and make things as quick and painless as possible in every aspect of my workflow. And I work it to my advantage. So if I can do something in half the time by using some shortcut here and there, then I will absolutely do that. And it doesn't hurt.
yeah. Well, I'm not a senior character artist and I can't animate, so cat it is, I guess. So I'm going to now... You're not going to find your senior character animator, but I'm going to find about 10 cats. That's great. You guys should do a Warhammer dating sim, but every possible bachelor is the same bearded dwarf, but with different coloured beards. world's hardest Guess Who game, but yeah. Yeah.
But the most important thing is, do they have the same personality?
Well, they're dwarves. They're all like gold digging, angry people, aren't they? Yeah.
The only dwarf I've modelled is and it's been announced, so I can mention it. It's the only dwarf I've modelled is the one that's being swung around by a goblin on a chain right now. It's part of like the goblins that swing balls around in a chain and walk towards the enemy.
Yeah.
It's one with a dwarf on the end of the chain. That's
See,
the only goblin I've modelled. So.
Okay, and I'm guessing kind of that's the sort of thing. If you'd given that modelling to Adriana, she would have used a Pegasus wings to reuse it to save time, and it would have looked a bit rubbish because the dwarf would have looked like a pair of wings. But you would have done it a lot quicker, right? That's the kind of smart thinking. Did they just promote you to get you off modelling?
Just mocap it.
It's like,
I would just mocap it, right?
Mocap a Pegasus on a string, yeah.
Oh, mocap a dwarf. They just have to attach me at the end, right? Because I'm 4'10".
Yeah, it's true. That's true. And
Swing
you
me
have the
around.
same kind of warmongering mentality. Yeah, it's true.
I just need the beard. But it's okay, it's Movember next month, so.
Yeah, you
I
can
just
grow
let it
your
grow,
beard
yeah,
out.
just let it grow out, yeah.
No worries.
What's the longest run of work that got scrapped and had to start over? Such as a tool set change or constraints change that the tool couldn't scale back up. Well, these guys are only, they use tools. They're not generating them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
I would say maybe cinematics team, where I'm working on something for like a week, and then like marketing would just be like, uh-oh, something happened, or oh, we just changed our minds, and then it just gets scrapped.
Yeah.
And then we have to scramble to fill in the gap or whatever.
do you know,
It happens so rarely, but it was very annoying when it did.
I'm thinking you guys have got off lightly. I mean, there's a cancelled project, right, or cancelled pre-production or something where people have worked for months. But I mean, I have been on places where it turns out like the work they've been doing for several months just gets scrapped,
Oh, like
just
Lionhead?
thrown away.
Mhm.
No. I mean, no places I've worked. I haven't worked at Lionhead.
It happens.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean, actually, you guys I think I guess this is the case because you've got a relatively well-oiled machine because you've been doing several. So you've done several games in a Total War series, I get, apparently. So only losing a week's work here or there, actually, you're lucky and you shouldn't complain.
Well, yeah.
No,
I mean, they try and use what we do in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the time, yeah, it does get in the game because there is that.
Someone's
mystery.
off. Sorry. Good night. Are you off? See you, X-Force.
Bye, X-Force.
You
Bye,
asked me to remind you.
X-Force.
You asked me to remind you to rebuild your Windows PC. So if you could do that before you go to bed, all right. I'll see you later, man. So X-Force is one of the unexpected benefits of streaming. So X-Force does a hell of a lot of network programming, and I don't. And I used the network library, and I had problems with it, and I couldn't work out because I just wasn't expert. And he fixed it for me. So he's actually gone into my code and fixed bugs.
Wow.
And a couple of people have done that, and I've got some help. So that's one of the unexpected benefits, is that people have actually chipped in. And I do trust a fair few of them to modify my supposedly proprietary code. And it's great.
That's cool.
So yeah. Oh, he's going to do it tomorrow. You pause on. Anyway, good night, X-Force. So someone asked,
Yeah, was there ever a character you guys wanted to put in a game, but the director higher up was like, that's a stupid idea, no. I mean, like, a lot of people put in ideas, like, earlier on in pre-production stage, but like, for Warhammer, it's a tough one because Games Workshop has the final say, and it needs to follow their lore.
Yeah, if
you
it
know?
doesn't exist within the Warhammer lore already, then it's probably not going to get in.
Yeah.
Almost
So,
definitely.
I mean, historical, but then again, you're going by historical terms, right? So you can't be like, hey, we want this pikeman to have, like, 2 pistols. Like, it's just not gonna...
Right.
This, like, Roman, soldier to have, like,
Hey guys, I'm going to show you something that X-Force has done just before he disappears.
Yeah,
As a surprise. Let me just show that. So basically, Just Cause 3 is a single-player game. What X-Force and his group of guys have done for fun is they've turned it into a multiplayer game without the original code base. So this is a promo video, and for me, this is one of those things. Like, I consider myself, I can kind of program most things, but the idea of taking a commercial game with no source code and making it multiplayer just blows my mind.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. And that's a mod you can download for the Games Workshop.
Yeah. I mean, they've actually been contacted by the devs, so they are in contact. But they've done this off their own back with their own tools and libraries. So there's a bit of a background here. So X-Force was part of a group that actually retrofitted multiplayer to GTA 4, I think, and it was in the news because GTA 4, Rockstar, whoever, sent people round to their houses to send them cease and desist, and it got quite nasty, like sending private investigators round to his house and stuff. It was really scummy, but the guys that do Just Cause 3, they don't mind. They think this is fantastic. And it is fantastic. And as an example, X-Force, I forgot about this. X-Force used his library of hacking to hack my game. So, I mean, he took my game and he started doing things in it that I couldn't do because I'd written the code. How cool was that?
That's really cool, actually.
I don't know whether the big head mode is his.
That's awesome.
I mean, Just Cause 3 is a good-looking game anyway. I'm actually a bit jealous because ever since I played GTA 3, I've always had this bit of a soft spot for open-world games, and I find GTA 4 and 5 a bit dry actually. Like they are modelling the real world, but actually they're modelling it so well it's quite boring. Whereas this, and I guess Far Cry as well, is the idea that they're doing kind of something a bit more exotic, a bit more interesting. You know, these are places that I wouldn't see if I was just driving around a country. This is more like holiday. It feels like, you know, the blue, lovely ocean, the kind of crazy islands, But look, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And as a programmer, I think I have some appreciation for just how hard this is. It's cool. I'm not sure what's happening with those cars. Oh, it was GTA 5, not 4. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so they took the GTA 5, which was single player, and added multiplayer to it before the developers did, and it all went a bit AWOL. I'd love to know some of the details because reverse engineering isn't, as far as I'm aware, isn't illegal. But I mean, whether they were in the right or wrong. There's being in the right or wrong, and then there's taking on legal action when you're just doing this for fun, right? So that's that. You're just standing on the airplane. I mean, I know you can do that in the original game, but that is pretty ridiculous. This is where I find out it's a 2-hour stream we're watching.
So they're all Steam Workshop mods, I guess.
I don't know if it's Steam. I don't know the details, but it's just ridiculous. They've had to code their own chat windows and stuff because they don't exist in a single player game. Isn't that crazy? If you've seen the Just Cause 2 source code, you'd know why they reverse engineered it instead of asking for the source.
We do it first. We can't charge them for it later.
You guys should make a Warhammer parody game set in an alternate universe. Yeah.
We want lawyers around us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's ending. In memory of Sub-Zero, JC3MP tester. Oh, that must suck if that's actual guy who's passed on.
Yeah. Way to end this video on a depressing note.
Yeah, and we got a Sub-Zero Memorial Road Trip, which I won't pass on. I won't show now. Let's go back to the pretty faces. So you guys watching, if you could like overdose. Oh, we're down to 8. Everybody's leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, is that is actually quite rare. Everybody's leaving. Either that or the stream's broke. No, that doesn't make sense. I've got that many viewers, but it says 8 there. Those numbers are a bit AWOL. Total war mod for Diorama. Yeah, I mean, I would love. It's in my nature to want to do parodies of big games and stuff, and I sort of and sometimes even be quite rude about them as well, like doing a parody of No Man's Sky. I'd be pretty rude about it, and I do want to do that, but I sort of wonder whether that's a good idea. You know, like if you pick if you were to poke fun at Star Citizen, would that be considered funny, or would you be unleashing hell on yourself? You know, and I don't know. Oh, it's gone up to 53. Okay, I don't know what's going on with our viewer count.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's all a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to like. It's a small industry, and I don't want to poke fun at anyone.
Say, yeah.
No.
It just sounds like it would cause like a shitstorm.
Yeah,
you know.
pretty much,
Yeah.
See, again, I'm not afraid of that. Like, as long as I don't have a problem with annoying people or upsetting people. I don't. You know, we're if somebody comes onto my stream and starts poking fun, or someone rips into my game, that's part and parcel of putting yourself out there.
I think it's just investing all that time into it, and then you know what I mean, like when I would personally want to do something that like I would just want to do rather than just poking fun at something that someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a personality thing, and I'm also aware. I mean, I'm not always a nice person. I do enjoy people that I think develop badly failing. Right, I do, and I think I'll be quite happy and sad, you know, if when Star Citizen fails. I mean, they've had so many opportunities to succeed, and they've kind of, you know, stolen or taken, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and I'm sad because not because people will be out of work. The good people will find work. That doesn't bother me. It's the idea that it's going to ruin the landscape for crowdfunding and stuff like that in the future. You know, there is damage to be done. But I mean, I don't mind trying to poke fun at people. That's me. And also, there's cynically, there's probably some column inches to be made by ripping into someone, right? Notoriety can be a good thing, and bearing in mind that's my personality, I kind of think I should do that. The trouble is that how dangerous is it to get the evaluation wrong, or how likely is it to get the evaluation wrong? Like some games, you could just poke fun and at a reasonable level, and it's all good fun and everything. But you know, at what point? What is the risk of doing what you think is kind of light-hearted fun, and a whole group of people going, "That was evil," you know, and then finding them whipping you or whatever across the internet? And I don't know. Rob should have dressed as the devil. I like to think I was pretty bad. It's the thing is, it's not really it's the fact that it's a small industry should empower you to call out the idiots, because you soon find out that if I think Joe Bloggs over there is a terrible developer, a terrible CEO, he doesn't care about making staff work overtime, right? Now I have a choice. I can sort of think it's a small industry and not just I won't work for him, or you can call him out on it. And then find out which way other people sit on that which side of the fence they're on, because then I'll align myself with those.
Sometimes that exposure doesn't get out though. Like for example, in the animation industry, you've heard of that movie Sausage Party, right? That it's like adult film, whatever.
Yep.
They didn't credit the animators on that, and they forced them to work overtime for no pay. But not many people know about that, except for animators in the industry, and that needs to kind of get out there more. I think the more people make a big fuss about it, the better, because then it wouldn't happen again, because then it becomes more of a fuss for everyone rather than just that small industry.
Also, a lot of the time you don't know what's actually happening from their perspective, so there's a lot that you don't see from their point of view, and they're making decisions based on the information that they have at the time, and you're not privy to any of that information. So to then critique the decisions that they've made at that point is a little bit, you have to kind of like be very cautious about the kind of critique that you give them, because they're making decisions with information that they have that you don't have, and so you can't then critique what their ultimate decisions were.
I think up to a point. I mean, that's the judgment call, right? Like if you're seeing somebody who's wearing a dress you don't like, you can only extrapolate so far from that, which is they might have a bad taste, but or maybe it's maybe their nice dress was damaged, or whatever. I don't know why it's a dress with a woman, but whatever. But I mean, I'm generally told. I mean, I would try to make the judgment call between those where actually, something went wrong, for example, and you might poke fun at it, but you don't know whether it's gone wrong because the people were rubbish, vindictive, or they were unlucky. Yeah. And I think there's that situation to try and discern that from when people have just been given all the chances and they're either bad or unethical or whatever.
Yeah, it's different between being like unethical and just making like just a bad decision that you didn't realize would end up that way. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, the higher you are in a company, the more dangerous bad decisions become, right?
Yeah.
And and one of the things you've got to remember is that there is no one who's 100% perfect. Official Ponty, thanks for joining. Which is, you can't. I don't try and hold people to a higher standard than I hold myself, and it's lucky I have low standards, right? But there is not I don't expect a CEO to get every single decision correct. And the trouble is when he makes a bad decision, it might end up with the closure. And I'm actually kind of okay with that, right? Because sometimes you don't have perfect information as the CEO. Sometimes you just don't know, right? And what I'm hoping is that I can discern from those to the ones that just go from place to place and keep cocking it up. And everybody who works with them says that they're massive wankers, they are unkind or lecherous, or they burn through money, or they don't care about people. Artists and programmers are just resources to burn through and then throw away. Yeah. And there are these people, and you kind of hope that. And to take something like No Man's Sky, I mean, I kind of, in a very small way, know some of the devs, and they're nice guys, right? But I separate being a nice guy from your professional ability, and those guys made some mistakes. How far should they be pilloried for it? Well, not enough that they should be given the hell that they've been given, but it's also a fair comment to say, something fishy was there, and it was probably fishy a long time ago, and it wasn't corrected.
Right.
And I don't mind saying that. And I don't know everything that's gone on behind them, but I think the seeds were sown quite a long time ago that they were prone to taking a long time and, whatever it was. So I don't really mind doing it there. And even if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, hopefully I'd apologise, right? Yeah, hopefully pigs can fly. But readjust how I'm making these decisions and learn from it. But I feel fairly confident that, things like Star Citizen do need ripping into. And I almost think of it, it's almost like a public service thing, because the industry is small, leads people to not burn bridges, to not speak out, right? And as we've seen with the animator thing, right? If this information of this company treats its staff badly doesn't get out because you don't want to burn bridges, then what you're condemning other people to the same mistake that you could have. You are, I believe, you are then culpable. And I think a lack of transparency and people's fear of, I'm not going to rock the boat is generally a negative thing, actually.
Yeah.
So, or at least in the situation where you've got something important to offer, rocking the boat just because you want to, play devil's advocate just makes you a bit of an arse after a while, and people get bored of you. But I mean, industry being small, if you think someone's a dick, call them a dick, and you'll soon find out if you're in the wrong, because everyone will call you a dick back, and then you go, all right. So ideally that doesn't happen, and I've been around long enough that I don't worry about upsetting people, and I've also found enough good people that I generally think I can work out which side of the fence people are on, good or bad.
I just feel like I just don't know enough to call someone a dick.
Yeah.
At this point, like, especially in companies I don't work for, I feel like there's such like a curtain of information that you're not privy to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Can't comment personally either, so.
Especially with like you said, No Man's Sky. It's like I followed that game for a long time. I met a few people like you have, I'm sure, that worked on the game, and I'm sure there's so much like political weird stuff that happened in the development of that game that led it to the direction that it ultimately headed to. Like, in regards to like them being bought out by Sony, or not being bought out, but like a lot of their money coming from
Yeah.
Sony, and I'm sure there was a lot of like stuff that happened in that regard that put it in the direction that it ultimately landed in, and there was a lot of people that dealt with the backlash of those decisions. But it's like I was never part of that, and it's hard to comment on the ultimate ramifications
Yeah, I mean,
of that.
It's funny. Like I would be on the side of being polite, like to do with like the way the way No Man's Sky has panned out. Right. The one thing I would probably guarantee is that nobody did it with malicious intent. Right. And or even in the same way that there are people. Again, this goes back to the CEO who makes a bad decision and fails, right? He has still failed, but the intent is actually quite important because, the people that willfully disregard good processes, practices, or looking after people, if they do it willfully, they're going to carry on doing it, right? And that's one big thing to call out. So in No Man's Sky, in Hello Games, that's not really the issue. Like, to me, it matters a lot that these guys aren't being... didn't set out to defraud, and I don't level that kind view towards Star Citizen. Right, I think there's some very deluded, willfully so, aggressive people who are pushing an agenda to become the biggest, the best, and they are deliberately ignoring what must be tons of information saying they're cocking it up, right? And so they're steamrolling on in an arrogant fashion, and I see there's a difference there. But at the same time, Hello Games, they did make some kind of funny. The end result is funny in the things that were promised and weren't delivered or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's still fair game. But it's purely an amusement thing. I have to say, it's purely an amusement thing. Whereas Star Citizen is like protect crowdfunding. Like please people stop spending money on Star Citizen. It can, if it can't succeed with the current finances it has, it ain't going to succeed with the more money, right? So for your own benefit, stop giving them money, that sort of thing. Your voice is so boring. Get some decorations. All right. All right.
Should have asked the mocap lady what she thought of it. Thought of what?
Don't worry. I'm gonna block him anyway. He can sod off. Right, band. Can't be bothered. We're generally polite in here. All right. So don't worry. I ban people when they're just being
Yeah,
slightly idiots. I find that quite amusing, actually. So what were we talking about? What was I talking about? Let's move on, so I don't have to talk about it. Because I do admit that he's right in pointing out I've got a boring voice, but he shouldn't be pointing that out.
Voice actor strike.
The voice is secondary. The content that the voice is delivering should be.
Well, do you know what they're referring to about the unionization in computer games has never happened, right?
Yeah.
Even though there are unions we can actually already join. But the voice actors union are on strike and they're in negotiations with some of the top devs, and it's got to the point where I think the Voice Actors Guild organised a protest outside EA's offices a few days ago. So I'm not sure of the details, but it's to do with remuneration and safety for like motion capture artists and stuff like that. So there's a whole load of things, and I'm not going to pretend to know too much, but it's fairly serious. As in, guild accredited voice actors, you can't use them at the moment.
Yeah, there was. I was in LA when the whole. You were talking about it before when Canada was reimbursing a lot of the game companies with money when they were building projects like. I forget what the projects were, but they were making they were giving money back to the companies that were making games, and companies in Hollywood, for example, were suffering from that, and that was when the downfall of Rhythm and Hughes kind of happened. And a lot of people were like complaining about that and talking about unionization of the CG industry. It's been kind of like on the tongues of people within the CG industry at the moment, but it's never actually kind of taken hold. people have talked about it, but it's not.
Someone said, "Say that again, Toddles."
Don't follow.
Sorry, I'm just going to play around, seeing. I'll give Faded Feeling a chance, partly because of his name.
It's like 2 a.m. here. I'm like barely holding on.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm alright.
Why are you so awake?
Because I have a lot of sugar.
Rob,
Whoa.
what's the Wi-Fi password?
It's behind there. Depends what you're going to do with it. If you're going to like
just
download
connect to it?
a huge
Hello,
amount of cord.
internet.
Behind there is the
What's there?
their TV is the router, and it's got a little card at the back. If I get into trouble because of downloading stuff, the police are coming right round your
It's
house.
straight to porn. It's coming straight
Straight
to
to
your
porn.
house.
We're all straight to porn. Yes.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's always straight to porn. How is the stream going?
It's alright, but someone's just spotted links just entered, so...
Hi, I'll talk for a bit if you really...
Just play the Ocarina of Wi-Fi, you dodongo.
That was actually quite amusing.
I'm not Dodongo, how dare you?
You Dodongo.
You Dodongo.
Yes. I don't know. If I'm thinking of wrapping up if you've... yeah, guys, I'll stick my head back in. But yeah, we're going to wrap up now. The default password for Wi-Fi. Yeah, don't tell them what my Wi-Fi password is.
894.
Yeah. Alright guys, so we're going to wrap up. I'll wait till Todd comes back because he might want to, I don't know, stick 2 fingers up at you or something.
Of course.
And yeah, there's still people at this party. Cool. I hope Teasel's alright. I think I might have shut her in the room most of the time. You talk to them for a minute. I'm going to make sure Todd comes back and I'm going to go and get the cat.
Yeah.
So people can see Teasel.
I don't know what to say
What do you
now.
call it, Teasel?
Start of a 10-minute goodbye.
Okay, well, you gotta give it some right?
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
How
Hope
have they
this has
been?
been helpful.
They've been nice? What have you been talking about?
Just games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just random stuff. The industry as well. Or...
What, are they just interested in knowing about you?
Not really many personal questions or anything.
Just industry shit, yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So down for a minute.
Nice to meet you too. Jackomus.
There's quite a lot of people in, like 55 people in the
yeah,
stream.
it's awesome actually. This is actually my first time streaming.
You never streamed before?
No,
Really?
never.
Wow. Even I've seen a little bit, but my internet in my current flat is too bad to stream.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I want to upgrade it.
Yay!
Here's the Teasel.
Oh, what teasel?
She's very good. She's the only person in the lounge. She was sitting on the sofa watching the TV.
I did see her in your room before, and I was like, "Oh, Teasel," and she's like, "I'm just gonna leave you alone now."
My dress is getting caught. I'm not used to wearing them.
Dresses.
It's mini skirts, yes, but dresses, no. Oh, hello, Teasel.
Hello, Teasel.
She's very cute.
She is. She's a tripod. I think Todd's just gone to the loo for a while. But then again, oh, that might be him. Oh.
Well, he's lost his chair, so that's too bad.
Yeah. Let's wait. Come on, Teasel, get up there. Alright. Let's see if she
These
can make...
guys seem super interested in like the industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of these are from the my game dev stream. Although actually, there's a few there I don't recognise because this is different hours I'd be
Well,
streaming at.
do you usually stream game dev stuff, or do you usually stream like games?
No, it's just game dev. Occasionally, it's games if I'm feeling frustrated. But yeah, I'm mostly programming. So I'm
So you just
making
like to
games.
stream programming stuff? Like,
Yep,
you-
I program.
whilst you're
Well, I stream
programming-
my programming. I stream my
Oh,
work.
that's-
So about
that's
30 hours a week at
interesting.
minimum. Yeah.
So while you're working on stuff, you just kind of type away with stream on.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I was saying earlier, the pros and cons of it, but there's quite a lot of pros. I think I'm overall way more productive with the streaming than without. Then especially now, I'm sort of, like I need to say.
It's a good impetus, actually. Yeah. Like when I was like feeling super lethargic, I just like to throw up my stream and start playing a game, and it would make me want to play it more. So.
Yeah, yeah, the streaming stuff is very good. I mean, and I'm gonna have to try and make some money out of it because my funding is basically he's a writer of what? Total War.
Total War, yeah. Linkman. You can call me Pete if you want.
He has a name and it's Pete. Teasel. Teasel, if you want to get down, come down over here.
iPhone?
I have no
It
idea.
is, yes. Ow!
Oh,
Bitch.
the drink's been knocked down. Teasel.
It was empty, almost empty.
Hang on. Teasel,
Aw.
if you want to get down, just come up to me. Alright.
Teasel, dude. It's going to be a bitch.
No, the stream's ending. I'm going to go and find Todd so we can kind of wrap up. But let's have a look. I'm gonna wrap the stream up. So
Oh,
if you
cool.
guys want to say goodbye.
I stole your seat.
Yeah.
No, steal it. It's
All right.
stolen.
Oh well, from all of us, cheers for what was a bit of. It was interesting, and I'll probably try and
Thanks,
coerce
guys.
some of these guys to come back on a normal time.
Yeah, whenever. I'm always around. And Todd is always around, I'm sure.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
That's it. We're gonna go. We shall see you some other time. Thanks for watching. Please follow me. Please send me all your money, etc., etc. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. Send me all your money. See you guys.
Take it
Those
easy.
Tyrells.
Oh, Wallosaurus is
Nice.
watching. Chris is watching.
Nice.
God damn it, Chris.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Take it easy.